I'm Corey Davis, your host, and I'm thrilled to take you on this journey as we dive into inspiring stories, expert insights, and practical tips to help you thrive as a digital nomad. Welcome back to the Jet Set Journeys podcast. Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. So today we have Micheal Jones. He's an author, ergonomist, and founder of Pain Free Me Studios. Hey Micheal, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So as usual, guys, we're going to have Micheal tell us a little bit about where he came from, how he got started, where he's at now, and where he's headed in the future. So how'd you get started? And first of all, what is ergonomist?
Ergonomics is the study of people at work. So ergonomics is responsible for helping you to fit yourself to your job. So when you're going to sit down at your desk, we're making sure you have the proper equipment, everything is in alignment to help you to reduce the risk of musculoskeletal pain. So I always say we're like the little angels in the office, helping you guys be more healthy and productive.
Gotcha. Ergonomics, yes. The reason why the keyboards are the way they are, and they start angling them different, and so you don't get carpal tunnel.
Yes, it's the whole science.
Nice. All right, so what's this Pain Free Me Studios you have set up?
Right. So Pain Free Me Studios is located here in Bangkok, Thailand, and it's where I follow my 3-step process. It's called the stand-up method, which consists of an assessment, myofascial release treatment, and corrective exercise. And this is all for our desk-bound workers out there who are working, in office and remote, who are dealing with lower back pain, poor posture, and fatigue. I help them to live pain-free, have more energy, and be more productive, in their everyday life.
Oh, nice. So how'd you get started in all this?
Well, of course, I got started with my own issues, working in an office, hurting my back, and kind of kept running into this roadblock. I was just given more pills and more pills and more pills, and no one was really there to kind of help me on my journey. So that's when I kind of took my health into my own hands, and I decided to start doing more research. Eventually went back to school, and that's where, I say where it's all started. It was me being in that kind of slump forward, depleted, painful state pretty much every single day, and really not having anyone out there to help or even address my issues.
Gotcha. No, that's good. How a lot of people get started with themselves and just trying to solve that problem for themselves. Right. And then you realize I'm not the only one. Other people need help, right?
Definitely not. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Pretty much 30% of our workforce is dealing with lower back pain. So you're definitely not the only one out there. They had said that people who are dealing with musculoskeletal pain is actually more than people who are dealing cancer, diabetes, and other serious health related issues. So there's people out there they're definitely dealing with these chronic pains. They're typically just so used to it that they don't even talk about it anymore, or they just kind of just don't know where to go to seek that resolution from their pain.
Gotcha. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, and right now, where are you located? I see it's daytime.
Yeah. I'm located in Bangkok, Thailand. I've been living here in Thailand now for 10 years.
10 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I was there last year for like 2, if that. So that's awesome. How'd you wind up getting up in Bangkok and doing this over there?
Yeah, I was just doing something different. I was basically doing the same thing, helping people with musculoskeletal pain and poor posture. I was doing that in Atlanta and in Los Angeles. And I just got to a point where it's just like, I was at this weird cusp in my life. It was either, live that American dream of, the house, the car, or live your dream of living abroad. And, I decided to really focus on living my dream. And just the year prior to, I came to visit Thailand. And it just seemed like, it was the weirdest thing. It just seems very familiar. I remember walking down the streets in Chiang Mai. I was like, why do I feel like I've been here before? I don't know. It just seemed like it was just like a natural thing.
Gotcha.
And then when I got back to LA, I just kept thinking about it. It was just like, what if you were just to move there? You know, what would happen? You know, how your life would be. And then, you know, having that self dialogue with myself over and over and over and over. And I just decided, you know what, just do it. And what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? You know, I just moved back.
That's awesome. Yep. And it's true, because you make that jump and that leap for yourself, and like you have no regrets, right? I mean, we can always go back home, but sometimes home doesn't feel like home anymore. You know, like that's how I felt. I was like, what's going on here? Like I said, I was in Bangkok for about 2 years, shortly after COVID lifted up. Right. So we were still heavy into COVID, like most people during that time, you know, remote working, and we're just changing our life. But it's like, I came back home to visit like a year ago, and I was like, I can't, like, I gotta go back. Right.
Go back. I always say I give myself a 10-day max when I go home.
It's true. It's so true.
8 or 9 is like, okay, I need to get out of here. All right, let's go.
So how do you find your customers, your customer base?
Well, you know, we have a good expat community here, and, you know, people are, I mean, like I said, this goes beyond everyone. Everyone's dealing with these type of aches and pains. You know, we're constantly slumped over on our phones for long periods of time, you know, giving us, you know, neck pain and back pain. So, you know, definitely kind of just naturally, you know, kind of comes my way, because, you know, my niche is, you know, lots in postural correction. And people nowadays are seeing how really honestly messed up their posture is. You know, they have this forward neck posture, you know, I call it Tex neck, and they're all starting to be shaped like the letter C from being slumped all day. So it's kind of naturally that, you know, people are finding me, and, you know, and my message is really resonating with them, because, you know, they see the postural decline, you know, in themselves. And sometimes they see it in the family members before them. You know, they're seeing grandma, grandpa, auntie, you know, parents are starting to be slumped forward and kind of getting humps in their back. And it's kind of, you know, setting something off, saying, okay, I need to correct that, because if I don't, I'm going to be just like this, or I'm going to look like my coworker, you know, who is constantly complaining of neck and back pain, who has a hunchback themselves. So people are really seeing it more so lately. And the way that we're adopting, you know, these devices into our everyday lives, you know, it's just going to get, you know, that much worse.
Yep. You're absolutely right. Because it's we spend so much time in front of the computers nowadays, right? Yeah. We're not as active as we used to be. But more office work, and especially with the remote work. I mean, these people were all on our laptops all day, and the worst part is if your work situation is not optimal, like you said, for ergonomics, right? So you're sitting at a table, or worse, a coffee table, and you're sitting there hunched over working for how many hours? It's like, yeah, we definitely need more people like you, or need you to assist us with that kind of stuff. So, for you, what's one of those traits that you think is essential for success being a digital nomad working abroad?
I always just say, and this is one of the easiest things to do, whenever you're doing any kind of remote work, you have to remember to take your posture breaks. These are just so very important. So every hour or two we're working, just take a few minutes out of your day. You know, trust me, the work's not going to go anywhere. You know, this is going to be a time for you just to kind of, you know, I say revitalize yourself, you know, stretch and getting some movement in there. Because just think of when you're hunched over a computer at a coffee shop, there's nothing going on. Just, you know, circulation has decreased. Your muscles are, you know, chronically stiffening up, you know, by the second. So just taking your time and, you know, doing some stretching, taking some deep breathing. Just look away from your computer. This is one that I have to stress so much, because we're coming into an era where people are getting more headaches, dry and irritated eyes. So it's just very important to maybe like close your eyes, blink a little bit, get your eyes moisturized, look up, down, and around. You know, take just anything away from the computer. That's why we say blink, up, nice little eye circles are good. going left to right, up and down, just different planes of motion for your eyes, because all day they're just being stuck at this one little screen, which makes them tired. And also just standing up, putting your arms above your head, letting the blood flow come down back towards your heart. This is another thing that's very important. So just really doing these things can help keep you pain-free and more productive while you're, doing that remote work.
Okay. Yeah, that's good advice. Very good advice. So I want to call you digital nomad because you're obviously working in Bangkok. So, but if you could start your journey all over again, what would you do different? I mean,
I did start as the digital nomad. I think this what kind of pushed me into going back into the treatment room, because when I left Los Angeles, my goal was I just want to work anywhere. I want to be in the coffee shop all day, writing and just living my life. This was a dream to me. And when I did it for about 2.5 years, I was like, wow, no, I'm actually starting to be more sore like I was back working in my office. And so one thing was, as someone who really knows, was just to really remember to get in there and just take those posture breaks. I know I was definitely taking them more so than the average person because just my background, but I think I would have taken it more serious. Just my whole self-care when working abroad. I think I would have been a lot more diligent at it, really setting the alarm on my phone, because my phone was right next to me or in my hand, setting it for every hour or two for just, a few minutes, even if it's just a walk around the coffee shop, go to the bathroom, go outside, get a little bit of sun on me, some vitamin D, and then go back inside. This is something I definitely would have done. I would have been more diligent with. If knowing what I know now.
Yeah, and I like that advice about setting your alarm, because I don't know how many times I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get up and take a break, and it's like hours pass by, right? And you're like, the sun's going down. You're like, man, I haven't gotten up, but I just want to finish this one little thing. I just want to finish. It's so true. Yeah.
So I have to tell my clients, it's not going anywhere. It's still going to be there.
Seriously, I know, but it's so vital to get up and walk and move. I know it is. I read the articles for the long flight, especially flying over, overseas, and they're like, to get up, walk around on the airplane, and you're doing all these things that's essential for this long flight, but you don't think about it on a daily basis, right?
Right.
It's the same thing. You're sitting there for 8 hours, 10 hours, right? Get up, walk around, do it.
Very true. Very true.
All right, so what's been one of your most unexpected turns in your journey as a digital nomad?
Well, my unexpected turn was, in going back into, I say back into the treatment room, where I was kind of at the end of my 2.5 year stint. I was kind of like, okay, I miss postural correction. I miss injury rehabilitation. Let me just see if this is a need. And so it's when I was living in Chiang Mai before, and then I moved to Bangkok, and I just kind of started looking around and seeing if there was a need for this. And, in my mind, I said, okay, I'm just going to do, have maybe a client or two, just something to keep me busy, helping. And then 1 or 2 became 4, 4 became 8. So it's funny how, just taking that break, and be thinking that, being the remote worker was what I really wanted to do. And I have to say, it has helped me to be able to help, remote workers since I was in that, sitting in that chair. But it just made me realize even more how much I love what I do.
Right.
And it also helped me to, bring an adjunct service. I help a lot of my clients online as well, so that I'm able to reach people all around the world. So I think my digital nomad background, is kind of what helped me to kind of like, okay, you've got the place where they can physically come if they're here in Bangkok, because I do have a lot of people flying to work with me. Okay. But you also have the online aspect where you can help that person, say, who's in the Philippines, or, I have a lot of clients, who are back in America, that they're able to live pain-free no matter where they are out in this world.
Oh, that's amazing. That's true. So, with all this going on, how do you remain productive And how do you keep a work-life balance?
I think with me keeping the work-life balance, I've had it taken away from me before. So I really make sure that, I always, at least no matter what, how busy the day is, I have 1 hour for myself. And that's, when I'm coming home, after, my day's full of helping people. So as soon as I get home, I feed my cats. And I take my time for me, and that time is stretching, meditation, doing myofascial release with the foam roller. Things are just going to help to take care of my body, because if I'm able to function better, my mind's going to function better, and I'm going to be able to help those in pain that much better.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Yeah, taking that time is very important.
Yeah.
I like to do it midday because I don't know about you, when you've been out of the corporate world for a while, but
it's been a long while.
Yeah. But lunches, they're 30 minutes. And I was used to an hour lunch, and it was great. I could eat, take a nap, right, and refresh and start the last half of the day. And now it's like 30 minutes, and I'm like, 30 minutes, I can't even go anywhere if I need, which is fine. I usually bring my lunch, but come on, like, that's not enough. You know what I mean?
No.
It's not enough at all. So, but they got to get their stuff done. So it is what it is.
Well, it's, like I said, those posture breaks, you have to kind of fit your break time in there.
Yeah.
And this is something that, I don't think most managers are even going to be upset about anymore, because they understand, people, they're in pain, and a lot of people are at work and can't even fully function because, they're tired, they're sick, they're in pain, they're overworked. So just taking these little breaks throughout the day, that's going to help to revitalize, the workforce. And I think it's very important that, we're doing that, especially if we're having like, a 30-minute work break. A 30-minute break. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep. Even 5 minutes just to stand up, stretch. If you're at a call center, just stretch your fingers, stand up, stretch your legs, bend over, arch your back, right? Get that just a little bit of movement. 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. And it makes
you don't even have to leave your desk.
You don't have to leave your desk. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. When I'm working with my clients, I give them, their posture break routines, and the first thing they're like, it's going to take me like a minute or two. I was like, yeah, that's it. 1 minute or two every 3 hours, just do this. And then, send me a message, let me know, if you're able to stick with it, and how did you feel? And the response has been, astonishing. People are like always saying, you know what? Those few minutes had really helped me. It's usually I had a headache at the end of the day. I actually don't. Or I just had no energy at the day. I just wanted to go, eat and go to sleep. I actually kind of had a little energy and actually went for a walk, or I went to the gym. So it's like, you're constantly building on, your routine is going to make you a little bit more, healthful, and going to be able to keep you a little bit more on track. And then I always say, if you've got energy after work, we're on the right track. We're doing the right things. I want you to be able to be like, okay, work is over. Let me go to the gym, or let me go to the park, or, I work with a lot of combat sports, a lot of fighters, let me go to the gym and box, whatever it may be that makes you happy. I want to be able to help you to find ways to get you that energy so you can do what you love.
Nice. Yep. See, and I'm going to have to remember that too, because as soon as we stop talking about it, you get like, that was great advice. And you're like, man, tomorrow's a new day. And I totally forgot. So what would you give someone an idea of how they can remember this to create a habit? I mean, the alarm's a good thing, but how else could we create a habit on doing what you're suggesting?
I always, like I said, the setting the alarm is always the number one, because I always say we have our smartphones right next to us.
Right.
We have to maybe utilize all this technology into our favor now. Right. I think there's some apps that actually like shut down your screen for like a few minutes. Yeah. So we have to utilize all these apps and timers and things like that are going to really help keep us focused and on track. We have our deadlines with our projects. We need to have our time, for ourselves so we can meet that deadline as well. And we all have 1 to 2 minutes. That's it. There's no schedule that I've ever ran across that somebody's like, oh, I don't have 2 minutes. Like, no, you do. You have 2 minutes. You know, you can take that out of your scrolling time. You know?
Yeah, and I like how you said that deadline, because it got me thinking, right? We put work first and we always put ourselves second, right? So
Yes.
our deadline should be our health, right? And then that should be our priority. Got to make that deadline of every hour, get up,
Yeah.
stretch.
It's absolutely true. You know, we see all the
Right.
reports and all the findings coming out. You know, we're not getting any healthier. We're definitely not.
We're not.
So, you know, I don't want anybody to, you know, fall in that category. You know, I want us to be in that percentage, you know, that pool of people who are, you know, who are ready for longevity, you know, who are living those pain-free lives, you know, who are really getting things done and just really just, you know, feeling good, waking up feeling good. You know, this is something that we take for granted so much, you know, to be able to get out of the bed and not have to, you know, hobble, you know, going to the bathroom or, you know, wake up with the foggy head, you know, those type of things, you know, that should just be normal. But now, you know, it's becoming, you know, kind of abnormal to feel like that.
Gotcha. All right. So with technology now and with ergonomics, I mean, what would you suggest people do to help them throughout their day? Maybe something they can get or something they can use.
Right. There's little things that is not so much tech based. I sit on one all day. Anybody who comes into my practice, you know, they have to get one of these. It's a posture cushion. Okay? This is my own brand. Yeah, pain free me. So basically what you do, you sit down on the cushion and you're able to do active movement all day. Pelvic tucks, side to side. And when you sit on this posture cushion, it automatically engages your core. So you're having, you know, core engagement throughout your day, because most of our day is core disengagement, you know. Right. But when you sit down, it's constantly working those core muscles. So again, you're able to do something it's called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And this is how you're able to burn calories while you're sitting. So people who are starting, you know, implementing NEAT into their lives or they said it can burn an extra 200 to 300 calories a day.
Oh, wow.
Just by just movement. Yeah. Just, you know, putting things that maybe, you know, just reaching a little bit more, hands above the head, side to side, you know, touching the toes. Just these little things make such a huge difference in your body and your everyday life.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So, So if people want to get a hold of you, what's the best way that they can get a hold of you?
Well, they can go to my website, which is MikeJonesToday.com. Okay. Or also I tell people, you know, follow me on Instagram. That's at MikeJonesToday. And I'm always putting tons of posture tips and exercises and things like that to help you, you know, be more healthy, productive, and pain-free during your workday. So if you ever feel like, you know, I have something going on, go to my Instagram. I probably have, you know, a solution there for you. And yeah, you can always, and I always tell people, you know, please feel free to direct message me with all your questions or anything like that. You know, I'm here to help. And I just really like to just, like I said, you know, have people reaching out. So I'm able just to talk to them, because I get so many messages from all around the world. So it really makes me feel good to know that, you know, my message is, you know, is really getting out there.
Yep, that's good. And just all that information will be down in the description, guys. So you'll be able to get it from there. Just click it. And then, so Mike, you're just run me through a daily routine that people should do, like from morning to dusk, something that
morning
you think
to dusk. Ooh, okay. Well, I would like, in a perfect world for us, you know, in the morning, just take 5 minutes and stretch. Now, this doesn't have to be any kind of, you know, yoga stretch where you're turning yourself into a pretzel. Like I said, it's just, you know, putting your hands over your head, stretching out the wrists and the fingers, you know, maybe doing a good hamstring stretch, something very simple where you can just lay on your back, bringing the legs up. You can even do these in bed, you know, just really simple stretching to warm the body up, because you don't want to hit the day running on a cold body. So just something very simple to get your body warmed up and ready to go. And then, when you're at work, making sure, you have your water next to you. 'Cause you got to stay hydrated. And I always say if we're drinking a lot of water, that probably means we have to go to the bathroom more. So we're getting up, going to the bathroom, getting some extra steps in there.
Yeah.
And, and that's all a part of your posture breaks, doing your eye movements, like stretching at your desk, walking around the office. So just having a day that is just full of movement. It doesn't have to be complicated or anything like that. Just please move.
Yep, I like that. And it's funny because I have a yoga mat and I'm like, I need to bring it and put it next to my bed, right? Because I want to do the morning, just like you said, nothing crazy, but just stretching. Like I try to work out in the morning, but there's days I don't make it, right? Something
Right.
I got to do, whatever. But I can at least stretch as soon as I wake up and just get into that habit to help wake me up. And that's such good advice.
Yeah, and the thing is, the body loves it. When the body's like, oh my God, this feels good. Okay, it's gonna want it all the time. It's looking for that, that mobility dopamine hit, So
Yeah.
but like I said, by keeping it at your by your desk, by your bed, whatever it may be, anything that you're gonna see it and say, hey, I need to get down there. I need to do this.
You're right. No, that's good. Yeah. And moving, it's like so important. It's just moving. Like it doesn't have, like you said, it doesn't have to be a lot. Sometimes I know me, I overthink it, right? It's like, if I'm not going to the gym, I'm not doing anything. Like, no, a little bit is okay. Like it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Right? Like I said, just stretching 5 minutes, walking around your house, trying to get those steps in. I would say walking, maybe do some high knees, doing that. Or like say if you're using your posture cushion or if you're sitting down, bringing your knees up. This really engages your abdomen. Okay. So just little things like that, are really going to make a difference. This is really how you stay, fit while you sit.
Gotcha. And so can we get that posture cushion off your website too?
Yeah, you can take a look at my posture on my website. I have everything there. Everything's there. And also, if you go to my website, you can actually download my book. It's called Stand Up, Upgrade Your Posture and Transform Your Life. This is all about my proprietary 3-step method called the Stand Up Method that I use every day, that I've used to help thousands of desk workers who are dealing with lower back pain. So it's a really great system that you can adopt into your life. You can do it at home or in the gym. So I would highly suggest you just go to my website and download my book. And it's a micro book. It's about 30 pages. You get in there, it gives you all the information you need so you can implement it literally right away.
Nice. Yep. Everyone get that book, because as digital nomads, you have no excuse. There's no boss over your shoulder say, hey, what are you doing? You're taking another break. It's only been an hour. So,
yeah, exactly.
We're out here taking care.
Yeah, we have the time. We just have to use it wisely.
Yes, wisely.
Instead of scrolling, we're going to do it to take care of ourselves.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Well, Mike, I do appreciate you coming on the show. This was awesome. Learned a lot. Everyone, check out Mike's information down below in the description. If you have any questions, reach out to Mike. He'll be more than welcome to help you. All right, Mike, you got anything else for the audience before we go?
No, like I said, I just want you guys to just keep moving, stay healthy and productive while working.
Absolutely. All right, thanks. Talk to you guys later. Bye.